Yesterday, the United States Supreme Court made a decision that will change the lives of over 1 million people living in this country. If you or someone you love came to America seeking safety from Haiti, Syria, or anywhere else, this ruling affects you directly. And if you are watching this wondering whether you are still protected, whether you can still be deported, whether your family is safe, I am going to answer every single one of those questions right now. Stay until the end, because the last section tells you exactly what to do today, not tomorrow. Welcome to Law Unlocked, where we break down real American law the way your lawyer explains it to you. Plain English, no confusion, just facts you can use. On June 25, 2026, just yesterday, the Supreme Court handed down two major immigration decisions, both 6-3, both huge, and both are going to affect millions of people across the United States immediately. Let me walk you through exactly what happened, what it means, and what your options are right now. What happened? Let me start with the facts. Exactly what the Supreme Court decided. There were two separate rulings handed down on the same day. Ruling number 1, TPS ended for Haiti and Syria. The Supreme Court allowed President Trump to end temporary protected status, TPS, for hundreds of thousands of foreign nationals from Haiti and Syria. Depth, HQTPS, is a program that protects people from countries experiencing war, natural disasters, or extreme violence from being deported. Haitians and Syrians have relied on this protection for years. As of this ruling, that protection can now be taken away. Ruling number 2, asylum seekers can be turned away at the border. By a 6-3 vote, the Supreme Court ruled that federal law allows the government to stop asylum seekers from physically setting foot in the United States, effectively preventing them from applying for asylum. Both decisions were written by Justice Samuel Alito. Both were opposed by the court's 3 liberal justices, and both passed along strict ideological lines, 6 conservatives in favor, 3 liberals against. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. These are binding decisions of the highest court in the United States, effective immediately. The legal basis. Now let me explain the legal reasoning, because understanding why the court ruled this way tells you what options remain. On the TPS ruling, the court decided that the decision to end TPS for a country is entirely in the hands of the Secretary of Homeland Security, and federal courts generally cannot review or overturn that decision. In this case, Mullin versus Doe, the court ruled that federal courts generally cannot review DHS's decision to end a country's temporary protected status. VOZO. What this means in plain English: if the administration decides your country no longer qualifies for TPS, there is very limited ability to challenge that in court. On the asylum ruling, this one is about a legal technicality that has enormous real-world consequences. Under US law, anyone who arrives in the United States has the right to apply for asylum. Justice Alito ruled that because asylum seekers are not in the US when they are turned away at the border, they did not arrive in the country, and therefore the legal protections for asylum seekers have not kicked in. The court ruled that a person standing in Mexico has not arrived in the United States simply by trying and failing to set foot on US soil, so asylum inspection rules are not triggered until the person physically crosses the border. VOZO. In other words, if you are turned away before you cross, legally, you were never here, and if you were never here, you have no right to apply for asylum. What this means for you. Now, the part that matters most. What does this actually mean for real people? If you currently have TPS, your status does not disappear overnight. But the legal protection that was blocking the government from ending your TPS has now been removed. The ruling paves the way for the administration to effectively remove more than 1 million people from the US Depth HQ. If you have TPS from Haiti or Syria, you need to speak with an immigration attorney immediately. Not next week, this week. If you are outside the US trying to seek asylum, the ruling makes it significantly harder to apply for asylum at the border. If you are turned away at a port of entry, even if you are fleeing violence or persecution, you may now have no legal right to enter and apply. If you are already inside the US with a pending asylum case, this ruling does not automatically cancel your case. Pending asylum applications inside the country are on a different legal track. But the environment has changed, and having legal representation is now more critical than ever. If you came from a country not currently covered by TPS, watch this space closely. Advocacy groups are urging Congress to act, but as of late June 2026, no new protective legislation has become law. The situation can change quickly. Vozo, common mistakes. Let me talk about what I see people doing wrong in situations exactly like this, because panic leads to mistakes, and mistakes in immigration cases can be permanent. Mistake number 1, doing nothing and hoping it goes away. This ruling is real. It is in effect. Waiting and hoping your situation resolves itself is the most dangerous thing you can do right now. Every day without a plan is a day closer to a decision being made for you. Mistake number 2, trusting misinformation on social media. I have seen people make life-changing decisions based on what someone posted on Facebook or TikTok. Get your information from licensed attorneys and official sources only. One wrong piece of advice from an unqualified person can destroy your case. Mistake number 3, signing documents without legal review. If you receive any paperwork from immigration authorities, do not sign anything before showing it to a lawyer. Some documents, if signed, result in immediate voluntary departure with no chance to appeal. Mistake number 4, missing court dates. I said this before and I will say it again. If you have an immigration court date, missing it is one of the worst things you can do. A judge can issue a removal order in your absence, and once that order is issued, your options become severely limited. Mistake number 5, assuming the courts will protect you. This ruling shows clearly that the Supreme Court has sided with the administration on these issues. Relying on courts to reverse this quickly is not a strategy. Taking action to protect yourself through the legal options that still exist, that is a strategy. Action steps. Here is exactly what I tell every client who comes to me in a situation like this. Do these things right now. Step 1. Know your current status. Pull out every immigration document you have. Know exactly what status you are on, when it expires, and what conditions it carries. If you are not sure, that is the first thing your attorney needs to clarify for you. Step 2. Contact an immigration attorney this week, not next month. This week. Many non-profit organizations provide free or low-cost immigration legal help. Go to immigrationlawhelp.org right now and find help in your area. Step 3. Do not travel outside the US. If you currently have TPS or a pending immigration case, do not leave the United States. Re-entry may not be possible under current conditions. Consult your attorney before any international travel. Step 4. Prepare your documentation. Gather all evidence of your time in the United States. Tax returns, employment records, school records, medical records, lease agreements, utility bills. The longer your documented history in this country, the stronger your case for any remaining legal options. Step 5. Know your rights if ICE contacts you. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to speak with an attorney before answering questions. Do not open your door without a judicial warrant. Say clearly, I am invoking my right to remain silent. I want to speak with my lawyer. The Supreme Court has spoken, and the law has changed, but the law also still gives you options if you act quickly, if you get proper legal help, and if you know your rights. If this video helped you understand what is happening, please share it with someone who needs this information right now. Every person who knows their rights is better protected. Subscribe to Law Unlocked. Every week we break down real American law in plain English, exactly the way your lawyer would explain it to you. Drop your questions in the comments below. This video is for general educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Please consult a licensed immigration attorney for guidance specific to your situation. See you in the next one.